squeaky squeak. I think I'm finally starting to get the hang of this. God, YouTube makes it so much harder than Twitch. Such a pain in the butt. But it is YouTube. So ooh, Kitty says hi. Okay. I think we've got this party started now. Hey there, Sphere Builders. You're coming here from Twitch. This video is staying up because we're gonna switch to YouTube because they don't delete your content after you've streamed it. So yeah, that's pretty nice. You don't have to worry about being a partner, anything like that. Now, maybe sometime later, who knows, we'll go back to Twitch. It's just so easy using Twitch. Those of you that are new, I'm John. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thanks for watching. Go and click the subscribe button, hit the bell. So make sure you get notified when another Dyson sphere is going to get built. Doesn't happen that fast. But the goal for me in this game is going to encapsulate the entire star sector. I don't know if anybody else has tried doing that yet, but it's kind of crazy. No one seems to be trying to do that. Seem to be, you know, pretty content just trying to get a sphere around a single star, and that's fine. But that's been my goal since literally January 21st. And so I don't, even though I've been playing the game almost every single day, the exception of a couple weeks ago, hashtag just Texas things. But I've been playing the game essentially every single day. And I still don't have a Dyson sphere. Why? Because that's not my end game. My end game, well, my end game, as I said, is encapsulating every single star in the sector. So to give you an idea, if you're new to the game, if you go and you make a new game, you can go and select any kind of random seed. Ooh, that last one was pretty cool. Ooh, that was pretty neat too. But you can go and select different kinds of star sectors, super random generated, depending on the cluster. You can have up to 64 stars in a star cluster, and as few as 32. And that changes as you change the number, of course. But the thing is this is a large number of stars. The 64. This is the one I picked to start with. It has a normal resource multiplier and everything. So that's the map that's the kind of map that I essentially started with. It was made on January 21st, so you're probably not going to be able to recreate it even if I did give you the seed, because it's literally with the release version of the initial release version of the early access game, and I doubt it's going to be the same by now or even in the next few months if you see this. But know that this particular seed has been worked on since literally day one of availability. Public availability, that is. So with that, let's keep going. Okay. Here we go. So I don't know how the... I hope the quality is going to be pretty good. Should be pretty good. I mean, the internet holds. If you're new to this game, you know, that's fine. You know, don't worry about it. There's a lot to this game. If you've never played Factorio, if you've never played Satisfactory, honestly, this is just fine to start with. This is just fine to start with, despite what anybody else may say online. It's a fun game. It's a big game. It has a lot of depth and a lot of breadth. Not just in space, but in content. And it's early release. It's early release. It's early access on Steam. It's like 20 bucks. It's like nothing. What I'm doing right now is I'm orbiting a planet in a star system. That's my character, Icarus. Everybody starts with Icarus. This is the Pelisium system. And this is the star cluster. So just to give you an idea, space is kind of big. So in order to encapsulate every single star, we've got some work to do. I'm sorry for those of you that missed the first several broadcasts. I don't know. I don't think they're on Twitch anymore. It's been about a month. I do have Amazon Prime. I don't know. Who knows? I need to check. See if I can transfer it over to YouTube. Save it. Who knows? But very long story short, you can see what we're trying to do here, which is essentially set up a system, a main bus. If you're familiar with Factorio, or if you're familiar with Satisfactory, trying to set up a main bus, and I'm dubbing it a star bus. Just, well, I like the Magic School Bus, man, and I kind of liked it when it was a space shuttle too. Anyway, aside from that, I'm going to be making a star bus here. I am making a star bus here, and it's starting off here at Terabellum. And it's going to weasel its way across the star sector over to Merope, where the main research lab is, and then out to the furthest reaches over here. The goal is to essentially connect these middle planets as like a spine of Class M and Class K, Class F stars, which have a lot of habitable worlds, but they're all relatively close together, within 4 to 5 light years of each other, nice and close. Good for quick exchanging back and forth if there's any changes or fluctuations in demand or supply as I'm encapsulating stars. So, you know, one at a time. So I've already started encapsulating the Terabellum star. And I have multiple Dyson swarms around various stars in this star sector. A Dyson swarm, kind of bringing you up to speed, is a swarm of solar sails or satellites. Whatever they are a swarm of satellites around a star, serving whatever purpose they were designed for. In this case, it's essentially just solar sails, solar collectors, solar panels. And they circle the star and they provide power for the local planets in the area. But there's methods for exporting energy, and we can get into that later. You'll find out. You'll see that. But enough of that. Let's kind of get into the thick of it. There we go. Also, we're somewhat invulnerable right now as it's early access, so So far, I haven't found a way to die, though I haven't gone looking too hard. I'm a little scared to enter the black hole. By the way, physics enthusiast, yes, the black hole looks correct. And precise. It's beautiful. Yeah, that's right. It looks exactly like it should with the whole. So there's that. The scale is not on the same scale as it is in real life. So space is a lot closer together, but that's, for playability's sake. Space is really big. So essentially the scale, as far as I'm getting, is kind of like take everything that is in the real world and divide it by 10. That's essentially the same kind of scale. That's the scale that you're dealing with, is real world divided by 10. So instead of 30 astronomical units away, it's about 3 astronomical units away. Instead of 30 light years away, it's about 3 light years away. And so on and so forth. So that's pretty reasonable. That's pretty reasonable. Definitely makes it playable. Which is, it's kind of the point. It's a good game. I think it's a good game. I don't know about anybody else. I think it's a good game. Is it a Minecraft killer? I mean, is Mac a Windows killer? Is Windows a Mac killer? I mean, it's a game, man. I don't think that's the goal. The goal is to build Dyson spheres, man. Build big projects that are larger than life. It's not necessarily to compete. I mean, sure, there are people that are going to make a living off of it, but I can tell you now, this game is a labor of love because of several reasons. Like the first thing that you hear when you start the game is welcome to the actual universe. What they mean by that is recipes, expectations of how things work. If you already have a mind for physics and how things are supposed to work, in general, granted, in general, okay, it's not going to surprise you. I know that some streamers and some gamers have been kind of surprised that, okay, I'm making magnets in the forge. Why am I not making it in the assembler? What the heck? Well, in reality, that's how you make magnets. You smelt them and you run an electric current through it so that the crystal structure is organized in one direction, right? So that's how you polarize a magnet. You have a north and a south pole. You have to do it while it's in that state, or at least heated, so that they can move more easily. But yeah, that's why it's made in the forge instead of the assembler. Things like that you can anticipate. There are other neat little things I could talk about, but the game is the thing, and we're here to play the game, man. If you're familiar with Factorio, if you're familiar with Satisfactory, again, there's conveyor belts, there's inserters, there's assemblers, literally. There's assemblers. There's power poles and large power poles and long-range power poles and what have you. So, this is definitely, it's at a minimum, it's a solid industrial engineering simulator. Very fun, very satisfying, beautiful, simple, quirky in a cute way, with the artwork, and I like that. Like, this is your dude. Like, if you like Tau and Warhammer 40k, you're gonna like this guy. If you like Gundam, you're probably gonna like this guy. If you like Halo, you're probably gonna like how this guy looks. If you like Iron Man, you see where I'm going. It's a nice generic look. Very, like, whoever designed this character, they did a good job of kind of picking out the right details to appeal to lots of audiences. They did good. They did good. By the way, the development team is 5 people in China. Just 5 people in China made this game. Yeah. And, like, I'm not even done yet. Look how much there is to this. This is early release. I mean, holy crap. This literally feels like it came out of nowhere. I mean, other people I'm sure had their ears to the ground and were able to find it out, you know, but as far as I'm aware, like, this came out of nowhere, man. So it's for 5 people and coming out of nowhere. This is a beautiful game. Very happy to play it. Oop. There's a few little quirks that I've got to get used to. Otherwise, things seems to be going pretty well. Just making sure that the stream isn't sucking. Checking up on the quality. There we go. Better. All right. So as I mentioned before, we're in the middle of making a star bus here, which is a main bus, which is essentially a main highway of resources so that we can build things where we want to, how we want to, and keep doing that in a regular way, at a regular pace. Otherwise, it's just a pain in the butt, you know? Nobody likes that. So that's kind of what I'm in the middle of right now. Trying to get a system set up so that, as you know, you saw before, there's resources being transferred between multiple star systems. And this is just a small step in that process, which is why it's taken so long. It's taken over a month just to get to this point, because of where I'm aiming, not the fact that I'm rushing to build a Dyson sphere, but I'm rushing to build many, many, many of them all over the star system. Like, holy cow. Let's see, this is demand, this is supply. So I'm demanding resources here. I'm going to be supplying them further down the line from this station. So I'm going to take these guys. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to do this, 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 and then we'll take it all the way over and plug it in, plug it in. There we go. So something I'm making sure that I keep configured is these the transport range of these vessels. Always make sure that it's 4 light years so that you don't go and decide, hey, you know what? I may be on the opposite side of the star sector, but I'm gonna go and transport, you know, this one single rock all the way 30 light years away to that planet over there. Because I can, and I'm a stray piece of code. Yeah, not gonna let that happen. That's kind of ridiculous. Otherwise I'd have like pure chaos. So that's a no. A no thank you. So this portion, I don't want to say it's monotonous. It's satisfying in its own way, but it's critical. Honestly, it's absolutely critical. If I don't set things up in just this way, I'm not going to be able to produce at the kind of rate and the kind of mass that I want to produce at. Did I even set that up correctly? I did. Okay, thank goodness. So that's why, you know, the ridiculousness of it. And some of you are like, well, come on, man. Surely they have blueprints. No, no, bro. No. They don't have blueprints. Don't have blueprints. Otherwise, I'd be a lot further along. It's pretty much why everybody's just going for a basic Dyson sphere. And, yeah, that's why everybody's pretty much going for a basic Dyson sphere, because, yeah, no blueprints. Massive scale is really hard. But I'm getting a head start on it. I like to think. And then a dev will probably come along, delete all our games, and be like, brand new. Here you go, good luck. So, well, I don't know, we'll see. But so far, everything seems to be working out pretty well. It's just a little slower than I would prefer to maintain my own sanity. But it's still fun, believe me. I mean, there's still plenty to do. Oops. There's still plenty to do. Mainly because even though I'm building in this one star system, all the other star systems are constantly going. There's constantly solar sails being ejected at other stars. There's other things happening in the star sector that are automated right now that I'm thankfully not worrying about too much right now. It's in a relatively stable state where I'm not fretting, if you will. But that could change at any time. That can definitely change at any time. Resource scarcity is a thing in this game. And I didn't want to do that. Resource scarcity is a thing in this game. The ones that I'm hooking up right now is, well, kimberlite. So if you're a geologist, you recognize that. That's diamond, essentially. That's pure diamond. That's raw diamond material. Crystalline silicon. And then we've got optical grade crystals. They're typed out as optical grating crystals with a T. It's kind of funny, but then again, you know, China, so I cut them some slack. That's fine. They clearly are doing just fine with the rest of the game. So I'm not going to give them a hard time, man. They've done an amazing job considering it's just the 5 of them. That's it. It just blows my mind. Amazing what 5 people with a lot of heart can do. Am I on the right one? Yes, I am. Okay, good. You can tell I'm like paranoid about that. With reason, because if I'm not on the right one, I could end up pulling like, I don't know, 10k resources from the opposite side of the sector. Who knows? You know, I don't want to make that kind of mistake. It's expensive. So, trying to avoid that as much as I can. It's happened a few times. But clearly I'm, what's the phrase? No worse for wear. So these resources that are getting transferred from, you know, demand to supply to get further down the line, these are actually rare resources. These are very rare resources, actually. Particularly these spiniform stalagmite crystals and these organic crystals. They're very limited, and they will run out. they will run out. Which stinks, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. Oh, hey, look, refined diamond. We'll get there. We'll get there. Plenty, already refining refined diamond. Otherwise, I wouldn't be as far along on this tech tree as I would be right now. What's important is that I make sure that these resources are available despite the scarcity. Oops. Well, okay. That's fine. I don't have to specify a filter. It's just easier to do it while I'm on it. So you can see, for example, right here, you know, I've got this going here, right? So, okay, well, how do I set the filter? It's going to be right here. I go and I hover. There it is, the ghost. And, boop. And you have to be looking at it. You have to be, like, facing it with your game camera, not your character. So this is going to be crystals, titanium crystals. This is crystalline silicon, casimir crystals. And you can see how many I have. 0. That's okay. It's the thought that counts. There's a lot of thought. The game isn't optimized yet, of course, because it just came out like last month. It's literally just over a month old and in early release. And honestly, this game is very, very, very stable. Very stable. I mean, I have not had this game crash once, and I've played it almost every single day since January 21st. So, I'll tell you, you'll have a fun time and you won't lose stuff. But just in case, it saves every some odd interval that you set. I have it set to 10 minutes. It starts with 8. You could change it down to 5 or 1 minute, I think. So, you know, it's up to you. And your own degree of paranoia. As we all have. Developed or underdeveloped. Oh, that's all she wrote. I run out of conveyor belts now. So quickly. So quickly. It's obscene. And these are not cheap conveyor belts. These are max tier. I am burning through them like a hot knife through butter. Dang. So I need foundation material so I can go and get rid of these minerals. Neat little thing about this game is you can actually hide the mineral nodes so you can build over them. Then come back and depave, depave, I don't know. You can see that this is kind of a rare mineral mine initially. I've kind of taken it, I've co-opted it for my own purposes. Let's see. No. Oop. Nope. Yep. Yep. Cool. Okay. And so you see this automatically filled up. So I've got some starship, something like this. Okay, logistics vessel is on its way at warp 9 to bring a bunch of conveyor belts to this planet so that I can keep doing what I'm doing right now. And once I'm done with this particular planet, I'll move on to not the next planet, the next star system, because if there's more than one planet in a star system, because there are some trash star systems out there. I'm serious. There are some star systems out there that are total trash. It's a dim star with a lonely little ball of rock that's got absolutely almost nothing on it, you know? And it's the only thing it's good for is producing energy over billions of years, and that's it. It has no other use. With stars like that, I just skip them, man. I just ignore them. I go right past them. They're handy little generators later on, but they're not going to be useful to me at this moment. I need breathing room for building factories and forges and assemblers and what have you. Yes. It's demanding remotely, and this is providing remotely, supplying remotely. Some more here. Muy bueno. If you have any questions, go ahead and shout them out, and I will try to answer them. I'm not the fastest to respond. I'm not the fastest to respond. Many previous viewers can attest to that. But at least I do respond. I do try to go through everything and respond to people. But if you have questions about sci-fi, if you have questions about the physics, if you have questions about soil, definitely if you have questions about soil, ask. I would love to answer questions about soil. If you didn't know, I like soil. But I also like science fiction, and this game is, if nothing else, a monument to sci-fi. As we build our own monuments within it, which is the beauty of it. It's absolutely a beautiful game. I love it. It's instant favorite game. To me, comes as no surprise. Others, some people would be shocked. But I know that this game's going to be around for a while. At least I feel it is. I hope it sticks around. It feels like it has sticking power. It really feels like it has sticking power. Because people are already making mods for it. People are already like trying to do, trying to build for it, trying to min-max everything, trying to figure out the most optimal way to do XYZ. It's already got like this massive community. Massive. We're not talking like Mass Effect massive. We're talking like, when Factorio first came out, massive. Bewilderment massive. But there's dozens of us! Dozens! But it's a solid game. It will challenge you. Oh! Shame on me. See what I did there? I didn't follow my system. Awful. Full awful. Dang it. There we go. If you're familiar with Factorio, probably noticing these colors as being very, very familiar. And you'd be right. These are the exact same colors that are used for research in Factorio. And these are research. This is research. These are research resources. Like in spades. And yes, there is white space research. It's there. That's called the universe matrix, right? Yeah, there you go. Right there. Except it takes one extra item, and that's antimatter. On top of all the previous research. And that's not something that's easy to get, mind you. So, just by the way. I like green research the most. It's beautiful. So I don't stream for short periods of time. For those that may be wondering, this stream, it will be going. It will continue. It will continue for, well, hours. And if you like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. Please be honest. Tell me your true thoughts. Because the truth sets us all free. It really just makes things easier for crying out loud. Like, seriously. Like, the truth just makes life easy. And plus, if you tell the truth, it's not, you don't have to remember crap later. Otherwise, you have to convince yourself, yeah, I did this, and no, you really didn't, but now you're having hallucinations, and it's just bad. It's bad. So, be good peeps. Say good things. And heart science, because science is awesome. Science is love, science is life. Literally. It's beautiful, frankly. How cool is that? Oopsies! Throw that down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But, so you're probably like, okay, man, I get it. You got all these logistics stations. Cool. You're going a little overboard, don't you think? No. No. I'm being quite conservative on how many of these things I'm making. I'm trying to conserve my current resources. Conserve my resources. Yeah. Okay. And I'm doing this, and I'm conserving them. Yeah. Scale. This game is scale. Incarnate. It's, oh, what I've been wanting in a game, like, for decades. Which kind of reveals how old I am. That kind of hurts. Ouch. But this is my first time, like, really starting a Uber series on YouTube. 270 gaming. To kind of define 270 gaming. Back in the day, I actually used to play a lot of video games in my time. And a classic thing that I do when I'm playing a video game and I'm entertaining others with said video game, i.e. there's a group and everybody's watching and having a good time or whatnot, is I would go into a room, and let's say there's 4 doors in a room, right? You come in one door, right? Come in one door, you check the first door to your left. And you check the next door to your right. Then you're like, you hesitate, you wait, you go back and check the previous door you just looked, and then forget that which door you started with. Which one is the door that you came in? You're not quite sure. And so you turn around, you're like, so this was the next door. I came in this door. So I need to check this door? And so what ends up happening is essentially I go through 270 degrees of searching and I miss the objective, which is in the last 90 degrees of the room. Hence 270 gaming. Heck, I did it just last night. Plenty of times. But that's kind of the humorous aspect. So be ready for the pain. You can be like, no, it's there, but it will be too late. There we go. Time for more conveyors. Fortunately, they're right there. Yeah, that's right. We've circumnavigated the planet with logistics platforms, and I'm being conservative with my resources. You get it, right? You get it? I'm playing a different game than most other tubers out there. And no, I don't mean potatoes. And no, I don't mean consoles. Though they are potatoes. No, it's okay. We all make mistakes in our lives. We all pick potatoes first or whatnot, you know. Maybe we prefer potatoes, you know. But then there's PCs. PC Master Race for life. Because it's the best gaming system. It's the first and best gaming system. So, yeah. Anyway, aside from bias, reasonable bias, mind you, you know, it's kind of obscene, like the level that I'm, like, seeing what I'm taking this to feels obscene. It feels, to me, it feels wrong. Like, taking everything to this degree. But the thing is, time and again, episode after episode, like, it hasn't ever been enough. In fact, it's been an underestimate almost every single time. Yeah. And I tried overdoing it, and it was an underestimate. And it felt so wrong, and it just wasn't enough. And I'm getting better, but at the same time, like, I don't think I'm going to be able to get used to it. Hey. There we go. So, gone and got that one. These last few here are advanced materials, so they're low volume, but relatively high demand because, well, they're a pain in the butt to make, frankly. So that's why it's only like one pair of stations for each of these, and that's it. That's all you get. No more. Get to say thank you, essentially, just for including you. But these should allow me to pretty much handle any situation I come across out there, as long as these items are on the star bus. I should be okay. Who knows? Well, other than the game devs. Heck, it's possible they don't even know, honestly. Like, that's kind of the thing about game development is you don't really, even if you're making a game, you don't even know the beast you're making, because you're just making the parts for it to go. You're not even trying to, sometimes you're not even trying to look for the challenges that you want to give to the players. You're just trying to make the bloody parts. You're just trying to make a wrench so the player can have a good time using it. You're not trying to min-max the wrench. You're just trying to make the bloody thing. And I'm sure that's what the game devs are going through right now. They're just trying to get the game together. And people might be asking you, like, oh, okay, well, what's this function? And the game dev might be like, I don't know. I'm not there yet, man. I'm just still making things. Like, look at this. Look, this part of the tech tree. Tech tree's not done. It's still accelerate. They're still working on it. This isn't like an expansion, or, I mean, effectively it will be. But this is going to be patched in later. It's not, the game's not done. You know, it's early access. They're just getting this thing out. They're just trying to get this thing out. That is... Anybody that can get a game out, published, deserves respect. It is not a simple thing to merely put a game out. Beyond something like an app, a small little app that goes boink boink like Pong. You know, I'm talking about true game development. Truly making a business, having a game and promoting it, launching it, doing the accounting, taxes, all the crap that nobody wants to do, doing it because you like games. You know, because that's what you do, man. It's not a simple thing. Like, you're creating a world. It's like, well, it's like saying to yourself, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go and make like a blockbuster for the movie theaters. And I'm gonna distribute this sucker worldwide. And I have zero money. And it's gonna be AAA. It's gonna take you some time. And it's gonna be very stressful. But if you love it, then do it, man. That's your thing. Like, I love soil science. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, soil's really fun, but it's not very appealing a job for most people. And it pays pretty well if you're in the oil industry, and that's pretty much it. Otherwise, you're into coding and engineering, for the most part. So, we've got this settled. Now, we don't have any power. We're not focused on that, because we're just trying to get this thing off the road. On the road. Trying to make the bloody road. In the first place. This is the road. Let's see how the line is doing. Is it still alive? It seems alive. Now. So, I think maybe we'll head over to Kappa. Kappa for life. Ooh, here's stuff happening. Okay. So, there is life. There is life in the star bus. How far is that? 6 light years? That's 4 light years. Excellent. Well, 4. It's like 3.6 or something like that. So it's, you know, it's good enough. It's still under the 4 light year threshold that I'm trying to maintain between star systems. So let's get out of here and head on over to Kappa and rinse, wash, repeat. Oh, Kappa, Kappa, where are you? Where are you? Hey there, you ugly sucker. So, the last time I checked into Kappa, it had something like 59 million stone. And that's essentially what I've been using the Kappa Crucius system, which is in the middle of your screen. That's essentially what I've been using that star system for, is just mining stone. Just rocks, literally. Just rocks. Because there's so much there. I haven't really been back there since about 59 million. I expect it to be lower. I don't know how much lower. I hope not 10 million lower. If it's even lower than that, I'm scared. I'm very scared. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and mark. Okay, so Kappa, Merope, Elysium. There's Kappa Crucius 1. Epicrucius 2. There's a third one. Epicrucius 3. We want to go to Kappa 2. So let's speed it up a little bit. By the way, don't do this unless you have the resources for it. Don't do an in-system warp, man. It's very wasteful. It's very wasteful. You don't want to do that unless you have the resources for it, by the way. Granted, it's fast, but... Well, you'll get it if you play it. If you already play it, you know what I'm talking about. Heck, if you're far enough along, if you're not far enough along in this game and you're playing it, you're probably looking at it and being like, dude, what did you just do? You did that in system? You wasteful dude. Shame on you. Oh my gosh. You're a terrible, terrible person. For wasting all of that. And it's like, well, actually, no, I'm not really concerned about that. So, it's okay. Alright, let's see here. 34 million on this planet. Okay. What about in the star system, Clicky? Well, think... Oh. Oh. Well, it's dropped by 13 million. Granted, though, that's in the last 100+ hours. Probably 150 hours. It's dropped only 13 million, but still... a lot. How much are we producing? 2,000 a minute? Pretty good. 10 times 4 is 4K? 10 times 400? It's 4K? So I'm producing a lot. Ooh. Hey. Why, Oh, because it has no warpers. That's why. Ah. Aha. Ah, aha. Aha, 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 aha. So, now I know. Also, if you're still relatively new, or if you're still relatively new, or you have an idea of what you're doing if you play this game, if you play this game, sit back and enjoy, because I'm going to show you a nice little trick. If you don't know it already, I came up with this myself, but somebody may have already done it. I've been trying to avoid other videos. But this is, I don't know what to call it. It's a looper thing. It loops. It does loops. Loop the loops. And it's important. But the reason why it's important is because it maintains volume within your logistics station constantly. It'll always stay full while storing extra backups simultaneously and then dumping into the logistics station from the backup if needed. So let me show you. Let's go and we're gonna upgrade this, because right now, you know, all it's been doing is essentially shoving stuff in, shoving stuff out, and that's it. Very simple loop, but it's not efficient, right? So we're gonna take the foundation material, which I need, and we're gonna shunt it out here. Gonna have 2 going in from the extra storage. So that's 1 route going in here, 1 route going there. Again, that's 1 route coming out, 2 routes going into the station. We're gonna have the loop go from the single conveyor belt to the 2 conveyor belts in that direction. And then we're going to configure our splitters. Well, no, not yet. Then we want to add just one more to each of these so that, oops, they're going in the correct directions as well. So these are going into the splitters. This is coming out of the splitter. We want to configure the splitter such that it preserves the integrity and the volume within the conveyor loop. Okay, so this splitter here, we want to make sure it keeps going into this loop here. So we'll click this orange output. Orange is output. Blue is in. I don't know why. We're going to use this in priority and this out priority. So, because this is in the middle of the loop. And then here, we're not going to choose this one, which boggled me for hours, actually, trying to figure it out. You actually want to use this one, which is coming from the storage. And the reason why you want to prioritize this one is because if anything gets drawn out of the loop here, then you want to immediately replace it with extra material, which is stored in the extra storage that's behind us. So that's why we choose this as a priority input. Don't need to worry about choosing a priority output here because there's only one. So now that we've got that going, we can go and hook up here, and notice how there aren't any resources coming out, and that's because we need inserters, or in this game they're called sorters. I'm gonna set those to intersect and combine with this central conveyor belt. Then I'm gonna output as much as we possibly can to these 2 conveyor belts and store as much as we can with just this one conveyor belt. And so now you see we have this kind of looping system here, a larger loop here, okay, and then a third loop around all of that, okay. And there are sub loops within this. Then there's deeper mechanics I'm not going to go into right now. You can read some. I'm sure somebody's written something about theory crafting out there on sorters by now. I'd be surprised if somebody hasn't. But long story short, this makes your life easy because you store a massive, massive backup buffer. So you see that, how it's going up really quickly? But this is essentially going back and forth between 9999 and 10K. Yeah. This is good. So if this ever goes down or stuff gets shipped out, we won't be hurting for material. We will be A-okay. Now, let's take a look actually at the rest of the planet. Am I importing any warpers to this star system? I don't think I am. Mainly because when I set this system up, I only had a few, honestly. I just needed rocks desperately. So, what we're going to do is we are going to import these suckers. Here we go. There, all better. Now we'll do a little bit of remote demand for some warpers here. We don't want 10,000 because that's a little much, but we do want some amount. An amount. The load can be 10%. That's okay because warpers are expensive. Then we'll make this local storage. We'll make this local supply actually. And then we'll make this remote demand. And bang, we have inbound. It'll take a little time to get here, but we have it. And that's important. Take some of this. And we'll chuck it over here. So that this place always has warpers. Uh-oh. We're experiencing technical difficulties. YouTube is not receiving enough video. I'm dropping a lot of frames right now. Why am I dropping a lot of frames? I'm not sure. I'm dropping a lot of frames. Holy crap. My kilobit ratios dropped dramatically. The heck? Oh, crap. The heck? What's going on? Who's not receiving enough video? It's been healthy since the beginning of this, essentially since the beginning of this stream, and now out of nowhere, about a couple minutes ago, it just started going berserk. Why? Dropping frames like nuts. What the heck is going on? Is something happening with the internet? Hang in there, y'all. Go button. Still have internet. Otherwise, this stream would have totally collapsed by now, but I want you guys to have a poor quality watching. That sucks. Let's see what it looks like from your guys' end. Seems alright. But it is dropping frames like crazy. I mean, it's not the smoothest thing. What happened to my 60 FPS, man? That bites. Not my FPS. No. Okay, now it's happy again. Curious. Very curious. Huh. Okay, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it, just in case, because otherwise I just don't see. It says stream status is poor, but it's not anymore. Put live. That's okay. That's, well, seems fine. Okay. Alright. Alright. Better. It lives. It still lives. So unstable. See, at 38 when it started, and it's been doing that for the last 5 minutes, essentially. What, like I hit 1 hour and YouTube started throttling me, or my internet started throttling me, or something like that? I don't know. I hope not. It would suck a lot. But seems like everything's okay for now. Like I said, we'll watch it. If anything weird starts happening, just holler. Where was I? Oh, I was in the middle of this. So now you can see a little time's passed. Now you can see it's kind of like, oh, hey, you know, we're producing again. We're constantly producing now. Huzzah! This is good. So we're actually like making progress here. This is excellent. But we're not running out of materials redonkulously fast. So yay. And there's plenty to go around. Look at that, huh? How's that? That's impressive, right? Just a little bit of forgery. Here we go. That's much nicer. Let's grab some of these for myself. Okay. See how fast this sucker's filling up? It's ridiculous. Dang. Ooh, because we're low on power. Oh my. Oh me. Oh my. We may want to bring in some deuterium rods. Go get them. I don't care where you get them, just get them. Okay, we got some fusion reactors here that we can use too. Good. And we'll throw them down round about, I don't know. Here's a good spot, and I'll get to demonstrate why foundation material is so useful actually in this game. Let's put it, I don't know, here. It's fine. Put one in the middle of each little row of longitudes. It's up there. Because that would be easy. Oh. And I'm already out. Sweet. Flip these around. Like that. Yeah, whatever. This is probably enough. Probably. So if you're familiar with Factorio, Yes, it'll pass the input to the next building, kind of like research labs. So that's pretty nice. Imagine like Steam engines essentially being able to do something like that. That'd be pretty slick, right? I'd be happy with that. Supposedly we have materials inbound. Supposedly. This is 42 megawatts. Let's lower that. Just for this thing's sake. So there's some actual semblance of production. Where are those deuterium rods? Oh, is that them? Here we go. About darn time. Now we're talking. Now we'll actually have a little bit of power. Much better. Much better. Let's go and crank that up to 60 a little. Little bit of stress. Little bit of stress. Little bit of stress. At least it's recharging now. That's good. And as I mentioned before, you know, we're going to have a Dyson sphere on every single star, so this won't be a problem then at that point, but it's a problem now. Boop. Boop. Beep boop. So let's say I put enough reactors out here that I was going to cross over these materials, right? Well, they're in the way. That's kind of a pain in the butt. However, because I can do this environmental modification, I can be like, actually, I want to maintain the natural environment, and I want to bury these awful resources that are turning my factory into just total spaghetti. Well, I can just do that. And they're gone. Have a nice day. The nodes are still there. They're just hidden because I don't need them. They're surplus reserve. So I can build. Very, very useful. Very, very useful. Working at 100%, that's good. There. That's not so bad. That's not so bad at all. Ooh, these are jam-packed though. This one definitely so. This one is reached its max. So here's what we're going to do. And, we'll take these over here. I'll put those there. And run them on in. And now we have 2 lanes of stone coming from this place. And it's kind of balanced. It's not perfectly balanced, but it's balanced enough for what we want to do. It's kind of balanced. Not perfect. But it definitely gets the job done. So you're like, oh no, I have a backup. Nah, it'll fix itself. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. In fact, if you're really that concerned, I'll just do that. Make you feel better. Feel better now. Okay, good. See, these guys aren't really having trouble. Oh, this one's having no trouble because he doesn't have anything. He has no worries for the rest of his days. Oh, look at all of this here surplus. Well, here's the thing. I don't want to get rid of this surplus, and the reason I don't want to get rid of this surplus is because it's being used to make foundation material over here. So this 2.4 million stone is reserved for making foundation material. And providing that, well, everywhere. But preferably, preferably here, where I can actually like make good use out of it. There's some old solar panels. Ho ho, oh ho! Wow, that's a lot of solar panels. I don't think I need that many solar panels actually. I've got a solar necklace on my planet. Yay. It's very pretty. Very pretty. Unfortunately, I'm only getting half the solar energy ratio because Kappa is, well, Kappa's kind of dim. Yeah, it was a joke. It's laugh it up. Yep. Great joke. It's great. Awesome joke. Anyway. Solar panels are not really the good stuff right now. Fusion reactors, solar sails around the star, that's the good stuff. So we don't really care too much about this little part right here. It's cute, maybe it's a memento, I don't know. But this here does not generate the kind of power that we want. But we will get back to it. Now, here's where I might run into a wee bit of trouble. Huh. It's spinning awfully slow, isn't it? It's a rotation. 600. And it's, wow, that's a big orbital period, too. Well, it rotates kind of fast for its orbital period, but it's okay. Anyway, main point, we want to use the equator for our starburst belt that we made on the last big rock we just came from. Well, problem is, I remember I put these solar panels on the equator back before I could even make these interstellar logistics stations en masse, you know. Troublesome. I am troublesome to myself. The closest distance you can have between them is 30 squares. There's the meridian. So, what is that? 1. If this is my middle square, then these are my side squares. So, here and here? No. No. No, I messed it up. Let's see, so this is half square, 1.5. This is a half square and 1.5. I can have them that close, huh? Yeah, but it's not a full 3 squares. See, I can't have it like right here. This is a 2.5. This is 3. Now we have symmetry. Our OCD is satisfied. Somewhat. Granted, this is still troubling, but I can live with it. I can live with it. Maybe. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Seeing a pattern here, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, that's 6. Now, why am I not going to town, right? Well, 1, I don't have enough interstellar logistics stations, and 2, I want to make sure in the quickest way possible that the belt, the star bus, is working. It seems like it's working, but I don't know that it's working between multiple systems, if that makes sense. Like, I'm going to go from planet to planet and make sure that these have everything they need. Just, you know, tons of starships in my pocket. No deal. No big deal. No bigs, yo. Ain't no thing. Easy peasy. Cool. Okay. That's okay. It's acceptable for now. I think. Now I'll set this up for transferring stuff. So south is demand. South is demand. North is supply. So this is demand. Demand and storage. light years. Okay. That's 4 light years. Okay. We're going to go to each one of these and we're going to configure the power. And the light years. And the cargo capacities. Oops. Orope should be the next stop. And on top of that, it should be within 4 light years. Should be within 4 light years. Elysium. Merope is within 4 light years. Whew. Trust but confirm, as they say. Or is it trust but verify? Nah. The message is received. Okay. Some more light years, some more light beers. Ooh, not what I wanted to do. Here's what I wanted to do. Okay. So this is command. I really wish I could just copy and paste set base. Oh well. It is what is. Sadly. That's right, each station has been configured just like this. Every single station across the sector I've been able to get to and configured. Each core design component. One click at a time. The key is not consistency. The key is persistence. I have been told all my life. Just consistency, John, consistency. Well, that's nice. What if you're consistently persistent? Well, it doesn't really mean you have to be consistent anymore, because you'll always get to it. You just have to keep coming back. To quote Galaxy Quest, never give up, never surrender. Don't get me wrong, consistency is good too, but it doesn't mean it's the best thing. It's not the best. It is a good thing. All things in moderation, right? Even moderation. Oh yeah, that's right. I remembered I can do this. Easy peasy mode. Slightly faster. It's slightly faster. Ever so. But it's a little nicer. Better than doing each freaking one going side to side like that. Up. Just go boom, boom, done. Rose, that want an instant replay of that? It's boom, boom, done. Boom, boom, done. There you go. Let's go and get this. And we'll kind of throw it on the backs here.
You have done building the first power transmission facility, Tesla Tower. It can carry out short-distance wireless power transmission and expand the power supply area of the power grid. Click on it to view the current power grid.
Yes, thank you. It's a glitch. It keeps playing that tutorial for certain buildings every time it detects it. Every time that it detects that you've started the game and this is the first one you set down in this game session, it will play that tutorial message. I can't turn it off. It's fine. Anyway. No, my sanity is just fine, thank you very much. Let's see how the old stream is doing. Is there integrity on the stream? Do we have stream integrity? It would appear so. Or 80p, that's you. What about this? Yeah. Looks nice. Seems fine to me. Okay, good. Oops. Go. Better. Betterer. Let's go. Suckers down. Duh. What am I doing? We have these. Oh. There, that's better. Ish. Except everything being out of power. Ouch. Let's go and crank these down to a nice low charge. Because this solar system is not ready for massive power distribution. That's a smidgen better. It's not great. It's not terrible. So there's hope. There's a chance. Remote demand there, all the way to here. Egg salad. Oh, okay. I'm like, why is it doing this? It's because reasons. Local supply, remote supply. This is be local storage. I'm curious. I do local demand. How nutty will it try to get? Hoi ho, hoi ho. Okay. So things are actively doing things. Good. And it's not trying to go ballistic. But if it starts going a little nutty, we're going to drop the hammer on it. Put it back at local storage. Okay. All right. The only thing missing now are drones, which I really don't have a lot of, frankly. So let's ask for some local storage, remote demand. Yay! Peace in our time. Oh, look at all the stone in this planet. Ooh. So right now, this is the primary method for getting stone on and off the planet. And that's it. Everything up till now has been coming in and out of this particular station if it comes to rocks. It's time to fix that. We're gonna put this here. We're gonna put this here. And we have what we want? We do. Sweet. Uber. Boop, 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 boop. This is going to be supply rock. This is going to be supply rock. And then we will do... And we will plug it in, because it's not plugged in right now. So now it will only take materials to station when it's required. Now I can clear and reset that. And now the only thing that's providing stone, well, the only things providing stone are these remote suppliers over here on the equator. And this one, well, it's kind of vestigial. This one, that, this one, ooh, that, this, and voila. And we check that. Check these in here. It's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. Okay, cool. So now they're doing local demand and remote demand. And these will supply over to well, the supply stations. Hopefully. Right now, nobody's getting anything. Turn that off. And we'll throw down one of these guys. And we'll do it like this. Just because it's easy. Like, maybe not. Now you know how to cheat. That's how you deal with the predicament. Oh crap. I do myself in? I did. It's okay. It's still at the same altitude that I want, so that's good, I guess. Yeah, that's right. One step at a time. That was unbelievably painstaking for how little there was to do. Frustrating. Diddly. Now it's subtracting though, right? Do you see how they're going and retrieving it from the remote supply now that it's being supplied. These are getting filled up. Oh, it's so lopsided. It's painful to look at. How can I make this not stink? Like this? What about like this? Oh. Better. We can do better. Okay, so it pops up immediately there. Huh? It goes here and then down. Seriously? I guess. I want a fast way. 99999. What if I something like that? I do this, and it won't be blocked. Okay, so it reaches the peak there, so I want to go one back, then Then I can go down. Please. This might be the last. This is the last one. It's going to be the same, but I'm not going to, like, do every single one like that. That's just silly. That is silly. Yep, that's off. Better. Still. I'm sure the devs are already like, yes, we'll fix that. We know. We will make it easier. Do not fret. You'll be fine, brother. So, bonk. What are we looking like on the order of miners? I don't think it's enough for the whole planet. It's okay. Alright. How are we going to do this? The easy way. I don't want to, but yeah. Did not want to do that, but it's, yeah. Whoops. It'll be fine. Worry about it. It'll be fine. Hey, okay. Okay, so we're importing lots of silicon. and storing it. And it's coming in from somewhere. I'm assuming this is silicon. Uh-oh. Things have slowed down a little bit. It's not... Okay, maybe it's picking back up and it's just a lull. In any case, it worries me. Orani australis, Terrabellum, then Terrabellum is where we're building Dyson sphere. Follow wall. Step. There should be a lot more foot traffic at Wall, but it seems like yeah, thieves are going to Gamma Nermai to grab organic crystals. For Polysium. Now, why isn't... So, silicon's filling up very nicely. If silicon is filled up essentially on at least one on every single planet, then the system is working. And it's operating nominally. Because these are only 4 light years, only trading with the 4 light years nearest to them, or they should be, and there shouldn't be anybody trading further than 4 light years in silicon ore. Shouldn't. And if there is, it's not good. It shouldn't be. So let's go. We're going to go to Terrabellum. because that's the source. Elysium, Terabellum, alright. Ooh, that's a long jump. Seems nice and kind of close. I can jump there and then recharge and hit up Terabellum. Because I expect that I'll land like 30 astronomical units like outside of Terabellum, or probably 10, something like that. It'll be close, but I won't have any energy to do anything. Gonna. Is there any power on Polysium? There's some power on Polysium, but it's like not a lot. Let's go to Wall. I know we can get there from here. We won't have a lot, but at least Wall's relatively civilized. It has power production. Massive amounts of power production. Should be able to take care of my power needs for now. Ew. Yes, not enough. So we're going to Wall 2. See, it's got plenty of, like, look at that, 43k, still at 43k. I am very happy with that. It's been like that for hours. Very satisfying. Look how regular that is. But why is it oscillating like that? What's causing that oscillation? Because I know that these little stripes that you're seeing, that's caused because the planet passes behind a gas giant as well. So it can't shoot through that. But the larger oscillation? I don't know. I'm not sure. Hmm. Well, at least the stream still seems stable. It was weird why it was dropping so many frames before. Huh? All's well ends well, hopefully. Knock on wood. Just me, or does the Terabellum supply line seem thin? Maybe because logistics is backing up and it's full? Best case scenario? Possible? I don't know, I don't trust it either. So this is Diffdalawal, the true beginning of the Star Belt, the Star Bus. Nearly every single station is occupied. 2/3 of it at least are. Only these few stations that are remaining in this bottom portion are not doing anything. That's it. Otherwise, Diffdalawal has a ring going around the star that produces permanent power and is the baseline for the Dyson sphere that will be built in this system. Most items are produced at Diffdalawal on this Forge World. If you're familiar with Warhammer 40k, you know what a Forge World is. This is a Forge World for all intents and purposes. Nearly every single building here is either a forge or an assembler. And the planet is going to inevitably be carpeted in these types of buildings. This line right here is just a random spaghetti line for making buildings to build the Forge World, but otherwise, it's all high industrial complex area. That's the whole purpose of this sucker. There we go. All right. Silicon. Silicon production doesn't start here. It starts in Diffdalawal 4 or in Terabellum. Terabellum. Silicon production, primary silicon production is in Terabellum. And it's exported to here. Let's see, it's glass, stone. There we go, raw material. So this only transports and provides, this is local storage, right? This is local supply. But otherwise, it remote demands from the nearest 4 light years any and all of these raw ores. And that goes for this one, this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And then what it does after that is it outputs. It processes the material, and then it moves that material further on and passes it on as iron ingots. Those are then carried by drones to other stations on the other side of the planet, where they're processed into more advanced tools or gadgets or widgets, what have you. But you know what I'm realizing? None of these stations pass the materials on here beyond Terabellum. Except this one. Is it this one? No. One of these is definitely passing it on. Something is passing it on, because it certainly isn't this. something is supplying silicon. So what we want to do then, since this is a case, is we will take 5 of these and we will use them for primary ore distribution, actually, from Terabellum, so that it can actually move around the system back and forth. That should be okay. I'm concerned about looping, understandably. I don't want to end up in a scenario where I have starships transporting material from one star system to a second star system and then back to the original. And it just wastes fuel and energy and time and nothing ever happens. That's the biggest concern I have right now. But for now, I'm going to set this bad boy up. Question is, how has every system been able to get silicon? No matter what. What is providing silicon at an infinite range? Kind of frustrating. It's out there somewhere among the forest of logistic things. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? 1, 2, 5. There we go. Yeah, that's the right one. Okay. And then we'll do this. Now, for these stations, it's actually going to be absolutely imperative that they're, I don't want to say isolated from the planet that they're on. I don't want them to be isolated, I guess. I want them to be isolated from this planet. I don't want them to be isolated from Terabellum either. I want them to be a pass-through, a conveyor belt. That is the purpose. Let's go and check these. They are not needed right now. Wow. Wow. So these are remote demand, and these are supply. So that means these are demand, these are supply. And I want these to not be local supply, I want them to be local storage. And that's important so that the flow through the system is consistent. And if necessary, then I can come here and be like, okay, make it local supply, so that I can It doesn't suck. In short. The production here doesn't suck. Let me specify that. Check, 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 check. This is at 100, this is at 4. That's at 100, this is at 4. This is at 100, this is at 4. That's not 4. 5 is not equal 4, no matter what anybody tells you. 4. 4. 4. 4. Then clicky, 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 and clicky. Okay. That's taken care of. We give them drones. Drones are important. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Drones are very, very useful. This is going to be 4, 4, max everything there, set everything to 4 here. And there's that. There we go. Solid stuff there. Whoops. That's just 1 light year. That's okay, that's all we want. Oh, I'm not working on that one. I'm just going to town, man. I was on a roll. Okay. And now sites removed. These are local supply. These are going to be local storage as well. And that's how I'm going to isolate it, because I'm not going to supply anything on this world that it doesn't already have, so that it's essentially just a pass-through. It remote supplies and it remote demands, but it does not deposit to any of the processing facilities here. What? What? Did I skip one? I think I skipped one. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 3. Ah. I did. Missed one. Easy enough fix. Oops. I'm sure you can understand how you can go cross-eyed in this game. Woo. Okay, then this, and that. Okay, these are all going to be remote demands. These are all going to be remote supplies. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I almost forgot. One of the most important parts of setting this up actually is the belts, or the belts. Because if this is remote demand and this is remote supply, then it's going to demand from and then go to here. So it fills up, this fills up, this decreases, and then fills up again. Well, I used my hands and you couldn't see that, but you know, I tried. Essentially, the supply will supply until it backs up, and then the demand will throw things on the conveyor belts until it backs up, and then demand will back up. Otherwise, it should not do anything. And it will only be requesting from the 2 nearest star systems that are within 4 light years, supposedly. Okay, now that we got that going, this should... Oh, one other thing. So I can't really make a buffer, unfortunately, for these materials. The main bus is the buffer because there's so many stations. The star bus itself is the buffer, okay? That's why I'm not like taking this and then putting a box in the middle and then stacking them up and whatnot, because that's just, it's not feasible. It's not feasible. I don't have enough ports in 2 of these to accomplish something like that. I could probably do multiple ones, but it's more efficient just to let the star bus actually do what it's meant to do, which is be a stockpile and to allow free movement of material. So that's how that's going down. Okay, now this needs warpers. Which I can provide from here. get restocked. This. We get some love. And then we'll take one more here. And we'll pass it through here. So that both lines can actually have warpers. Full on. And then we'll do a little of that. Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. Some power. How's power here? Well, okay. We're fine. Wow. That's impressive. Wow. Wow. I'm generating quite a bit of power. Ooh. Let's take a look at what just happened here. In the last like minute. Jump. Yeah. Fuck. And I can only look at the system. Oh, that's for solar sails, not power. Duh. There you go. Yeah. Boink. Massive increase. So now it's back to, you know, it's okay. Yeah. It's like things happened. All right. That's one. So these guys are gonna head out and they're going to fill up on everything from the nearest star systems and bring it back here so that this supply is full for the nearby star systems. It should do that and stay balanced. Should. We will see. I suspect I'm gonna have some power troubles soon. Yeah. Oh, come on. Here we go. And there we go there. And throw this over here. Collide with another object. You're colliding with another object. Goofy. So this is actually a very fast and efficient way to do it. I haven't been doing it because, well, I've been taking my time because I was in the middle of setting things up, but now I know what I'm doing. So I'm not too finicky, I guess, about settings. Just not close enough. Ah, darn. That's okay. We'll put these on the interiors here and here on those interior lines. That's there, and that's there, so yeah, that makes sense. That's reasonable. Alright, very good. That's looking good there. I think that'll be fine there. That should be fine right there. And then these are empty. Filling up. Have these come across here, like, whoops, like that. Let these come across here, right? Right. Piece of cake. Cool. Now that that's done, just go back and finish the rest of it up. And then we'll just specify the materials for each of the belts. Easy. That way, instead of having, you know, just ore being mined in situ, on the spot, as it were, and you constantly have to go get it, well, now it's going to be available among multiple star systems, just at the snap of a finger. You'll have all the ore you could want, and not think twice. Which is, well, it's what we need. It's what we need for a project of this scale. Oops, not ready yet. Needs warpers. That's all she wrote. Okay. Now we specify this here's warper. This here's warper. This here's warper. There she goes. Cool. Very nice. Good stuff. Now, that sucker's maxed out, isn't it? Ooh boy. Now we rinse, wash, and repeat this side. Bang. Here we go. All fueled up and ready to go. This is a little big. I really have no idea what this is going to do to my power system. But we're literally turning the on switch on the star bus here. This is a big structure with many moving parts. Let's see what this game was meant to do. Whoa. go. It's maxed out. And then this is on supply. So these are taking out to the supply beyond this star system. And are they gonna take it to Pelisium? Is it working? Because these should only be remote supply. There shouldn't be any remote demand. Really should not be any remote demand here for raw material. Because this planet has most of the materials being mined here. Damn, look at that. Whew. That's hot. Look at those babies go. Now that is the first 2 legs of a star bus, folks. Oh, this is a big game. Like, the sheer scale of this game is unreal. It is real. That's the crazy thing. It is real. Like, literally. Stop spinning. How's power? Sitting real pretty. Just fine. For now. Huh. It's actually working. I don't believe it. Yeah, I know I don't have any stone, but there's tons of stone on each one of these planets. Actually, I'm sure you may have noticed, if you've been observant, each planet that I've built these structures on around the entire equator, they've always been these barren gray planets. And my reason for that is because of the abundance of stone and the importance of stone, the necessity of stone. Stone is the backbone of your star bus. The reason I say that is because you can make silicon from stone. You can make solar panels from stone, because you need to make glass and prisms and eventually the photon collectors. Photon collectors are also super critical for making ray receivers, which are also important for collecting antimatter in the long run. Stone is extremely important. You are going to run out of your rare resources if you attempt something like this. Period. Oh no. No! Why am I dropping frames? I don't want to drop frames. Please don't drop frames. I like frames. Frames are good. They'll experience buffering. No! Why? No. Why the dropped frames? Don't drop frames. Please. It seems okay. Stream status is poor. Serious issues. Need attention. No! Telling me that something's bad. Oh, it's better. Now it's excellent. Okay. Well, the word's wonderful. Now it's poor. It's hopping between excellent and poor. It's either serious issues or no issues. I don't like that. It's scary. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Kitty, what do I do? I don't know. What should I do? That's a big stretch. Now it's excellent again. I'm watching you stream. I'm watching you. Anyway. It's playing hardball. Okay. Still going strong. Anyway, as I was explaining, each one of these Starbus nodes are built on these gray, barren worlds because of stone being plentiful on these types of planets. Shock. I know, you're shocked. So because they're plentiful in stone, it's great to use as a backbone for the Starbus because stone is so necessary for making Dyson spheres. It's absolutely necessary. Seems like things are slowing down though a bit. Let's go make sure that everything's going all right at the next route down the star systems, which should be Elysium. There. Woo! Look at those puppies move. And no. Bad gas giant. No. Engage. Yeah, it feels good to say that. Feels great to say that. Yeah. Yeah. Can't get enough of it. The planet looks like it's a little busy at the moment. Dang. How about that, huh? Woo! Nice, nice star. Good star. Good star. Hubba, hubba, hubba. Bonk. So these are the basic materials over here. These are the advanced materials and are right next to each other. And so these are in supply minus. These are in remote demand. These are in local supply and remote supply. What could be pulling from here? Somebody's pulling something. Where are you going? Where are you going? Back to Diffdolawall? Oh no, it's in a loop. Dang. It's not taking them on to, maybe it's trying to strike a balance between all of them. I suspected something like this might happen. Because right now the issue is everything is empty. There's 10 logistic stations across 2 star systems. No, there's 20 logistic stations across 2 star systems that are all trying to maintain balance with each other. So I imagine it's going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride as everything kind of reaches equilibrium. I'll tell you this though, there's definitely gonna be a need for some power in this star system. Because otherwise, I'm not going to be able to get the star bus to forward on to forward the material on from Pelisium to Kappa. And then Kappa will need its resources and power to forward material on to Merope. So that Merope is essentially not just tapping its own resources, but it's tapping the equivalent of 4+ star systems of resources all at once. And not break a sweat. So we're gonna have to, I think what we're gonna have to do is, for the next time, because it's 11:30, it's late, it's time to stop. For next time, we're probably going to aim for establishing a Dyson ring around all of these stars, and that'll take a little bit of doing. But once a Dyson ring is established, we have a permanent minimum power that we will be able to tap into with ray receivers. It won't be a ton, but it will be something. So, well, it takes a lot of material. Either way, it's going to take a lot of material. Either a Dyson ring or setting up a Dyson swarm. Either way, it's going to be a lot of material. Might have to use surplus solar sails in order to accomplish it. And distribute that throughout the system so that it gets maintained. Things are starting to get pretty big. We have 4 star systems now that have to have Dyson's 5 solar systems that need to have a Dyson swarm presence almost constantly. So we'll have to go and take care of that next time. So until then, sphere builders, keep on building spheres, and y'all take care. Bye.